Futures opens flat as Fed meeting eyed. All right, so let me get this going. We're gonna start off with the S&P 500. We're in the 1 hour candle. Ignore the right now. There's your time and date. All right, so let's get to it, you guys. Last week, we ended up closing at 6,584. And we opened this day today. Oh, we have a not just, and now we do. So originally we didn't have a 3 candle box for the S&P 500 because we only had, what is it, Thursday and Friday, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, Thursday and Friday, and this is Monday right now, technically. And let me take my indicator off. So we close the day here. So I mark off. Actually, technically, we close the day here. Mark it off with the orange line. And we close the week, like I said, we close the week down here. So what I do is, since we close the week here, I mark it off, close into a box. Now, I was expecting for today to open a little bit lower since we have that Bitcoin dip. But seeing how it was recovering throughout the day and how it didn't keep on going, especially I said to pay attention to from 1 to 3 o'clock to how it would react. But if you notice during that time after the Bitcoin and Ethereum had the little dip, they ended up recovering. In my last video, I was saying look how they're all recovering. The Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP, they're holding above crucial levels because they're waiting pretty much for the Fed decision coming up this Wednesday. And depending how we were going to open on the S&P, we're going to either see Bitcoin and XRP and Ethereum keep on falling down a little bit or hold that position and recover the dip that we just had. And now that the S&P 500 opened with a 3rd candle, now we can do a 3 candle box in this area. And if you think about it, we have data coming up tomorrow, and that's what makes the market be volatile. Is after the Fed talks, that's when the questions come, and that's when you'll have good answers, and you'll want to scream fucking camera, shut the fuck up, let the market just fly, because they'll be fucking it up. Anyways, so since we have tomorrow coming up, data at 5:30, and we didn't have no crazy tweet, we didn't have no crazy actions from Iran or Israel, no crazy shit like that, the market opened good. And again, they're just waiting for the Fed. The whole market is just waiting for the Fed. That's why it opened flat. That's why I open that area, and that's what you want. 12-hour candle-wise, we had this originally this session also with the 3 candle box, and I told you, listen, here's another 3 candle. So ignore this one. I told you guys in my last video, we have a 3 candle box and a 12-hour time frame. As long as the market closing here is still bullish, this will still complete. That's what it normally means. The market will still complete. You'll see it this this next 12-hour candle box. Think about it. The data comes out at 5:30, and this ends at 2 in the morning. So since there's gonna be that close little gap from 2 to 5:30, you're gonna see most likely S&P 500 break this box right here and close above it. And if not, what's gonna do is it's just gonna get trapped inside of this original 3 candle box of a 12-hour candle. This one right here. Originally it's all together, but now it's separate. So see it as we have a weekly. So this weekly is gonna act like a strong resist support when it comes down. And especially because of what you may see also, so we have the data 5:30, and we have a 50 Fibonacci right here in the 1-hour candle. That's a 1-hour candle. There's your 50 Fibonacci, and here's your marker, 50 Fibonacci. So what you're gonna see most likely is time is gonna be important here. First, we wanna see where we close at 10 o'clock. It's gotta be 9 o'clock here. Seeing where we're at, we're mostly gonna close out here, break through this, and what's gonna be a crucial time is gonna be your 11:45 to 12:30. I'm in Arizona time. So 11:45, 12:30, depending where we close right here at 10 o'clock, you should see by 11:45, 12:30, trying to touch this. We should then maintain it, and then shoot above 1, 2, and close above here at 2 in the morning, closing the 12-hour candle right here at 12. And then from there, from 2 to 3 is going to be testing this 50 Fibonacci, trying to break above it or below it. And depending how that data comes, it's either going to fucking react back to it, but then again, it's too early. You wait till your 7:45 to 8:30 then to catch the pushing up once the market reacts to it. Because again, this is just bullshit. This data, the market's just gonna brush it off. Watch. If it's bad, the market's gonna brush it off, and at 7:45 to 8:30, it's gonna recover, and the market's gonna go back up again. Again, because all eyes are on the Fed. This Wednesday, and the important data is gonna be tomorrow. It's not gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be Tuesday. It's not gonna be tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be bullshit data. They're gonna fucking just push us aside. So again, it's gonna be brilliant here. And if we have good news, you're gonna see the S&P 500 breaking up and close somewhere up here, whatnot. Still bullish and everything. I don't see the S&P 500 breaking down throughout the night and anything crazy like that again, because we're just the way we're closed on Friday, we're open today. What you have, we don't have no crazy tweets, we don't have no crazy news. And then my indicator also, if we do fall down, it makes sense because again, we just shut up from a crazy all-time high. So these are your supports. This 12-hour candle, that's what the yellow line means, 12-hour candle, and this weekly. So look how my indicator, this indicator here tells me pretty much, hey, this is your cushion if you want to still continue keeping on rallying. It's like a trend line type of indicator. It gives you where the cushions are in each time frame. And right here it makes sense because even if we go down, like I said, we're gonna go below this weekly right here. So if we're down here, let me see the other outcome. If by 11:45 to your 12:30, or in this weekly where we closed at 6,584, you guys then see the S&P 500 started going down from 11:45, 12:30-ish to 2 o'clock. And then from here, it's going to create support, just like I did here. Why? Because we have data coming out. So the emotions, as we get close to 3 or 4 o'clock, it's going to start going on up as we get hopes of having good data, and just the market in itself, it's happy. So it's gonna create support here again, still be in this cushion and start going back up again. And depending how the data is, it's gonna react to it. It might go up right away at 6, hold it, say at 6:30, and so on. And if not, it's gonna be bad from 5:30 to 6:30. It's gonna be bullshitting down here. 7 o'clock and 8:30 and blah 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 blah, up we go again. And let me see, daily wise, let me take this shit off because I know it's gonna confuse the shit out of you. So again, daily wise, tomorrow there's a day we're on a 3 candle box right here, and we have data coming out 5:30. So this, if we have good data tomorrow, is gonna be looking same this. So you see how right now in the 12-hour candle we have this pretty much, but we closed somewhere down here. This what's gonna happen tomorrow. This is how these candles patterns complete, depending if you're going on a downtrend or uptrend. Especially when you have good, clean data, it plays out easily as hell. And again, tomorrow, if we come out with good data, we're going to see this daily candle end up breaking through this and closing above somewhere up here. And then Tuesday's going to give it that push, and Wednesday, blah, blah, the market's going to fucking blow up. Or we're going to have some crazy-ass correction on Wednesday. But that's what I'm paying attention to. You see how still bullish? And we're coming to 10 o'clock for a candle. That's right there. And even my indicator is going to tell you right here, there's an entry watch. Because that's your core. That's your core. So here we are in the 15-minute candle. And you see how I'm telling you this is your entry and this is your target. Especially if by 11:45, 12:30, we don't break through this and start going up. You got to start seeing resistance. We start breaking on down and going down. Or we're going to stay here, 11:45, 12:30, and then start going on down. And as we get to 3 and 4, we're going to create support and start going back up again. Back to the 1-hour candle, 2-hour candle, 3-hour candle, 4-hour candle, 5-hour candle, 12-hour candle. All right, anyways, another thing I want to pay attention to is this indicator right here, the DMI and the MAC, aka return of the MAC. So let's go to the monthly, weekly, nothing. Daily, nothing. 2-hour candle, bam, right here. Right here. 4-hour candle, and it doesn't have nothing. This one, the MAC monthly. So right here, this right here. This is the MAC, your weekly. So let me break this down to you. Notice something about the MAC. So before COVID, notice the pattern of the market. Notice how low these push were high and how low and how little they were. And this is from 2004. 2003. Here's the crash of 2008, and here's COVID. So you notice the difference? We've never been to these levels before. So read this as the market. Think of this as candles. Right here is when we were peaking volume. We're creating new crazy all-time highs. And as we create all-time highs, we're peaking, and this is when the tariffs came. January, December, tariffs. We're back in the same effing price where coming to a week with interest rates, this is telling me, hey, we're about to break these crucial resistance, and this market is about to fucking fly. And if we don't get those interest rates, the market is still gonna be at crucial levels. And what you want to pay, yeah, there's too much shit on here. What you want to pay attention to is this box right here. Just imagine there's a box right here. This is your resistance, and this is your support. It broke through that support, and it's hanging right there. So even though we have bad news tomorrow, the fact that it's still remaining in this, in the next couple of months or weeks, we gotta pay attention to this, because if we stay there and we come, let's say we don't get the good today, 6 weeks from now, they fucking gotta talk again or whatever it is. Guess what? That pressure of us cutting interest rates are gonna even more pressed on the Federal Reserve, from investors and from the president. So even if we don't get the news that we want to get this week, we're gonna have to at some point, because the market, because based on the data that we've been getting, which is bad, they have to. Otherwise, we're in near to recession. We're pretty much under recession right now, but these fuckers don't want to admit to it. And the market's gonna panic. They're gonna start falling. And again, it's gonna be your next tariff opportunity. And by that I mean your next discount. Because again, it's gonna be, oh no, especially if the Fed says some bad things like he doesn't like the numbers, whatever it is bad, the market's gonna react to that, and you're gonna have a nice pullback. Crypto and gold, probably no, gold's probably gonna fly, most likely. Well, who knows? Stocks and crypto for sure are gonna pull back if we get that bad news that we don't want to get. So, anyways, that's what I want to point out about the MAC and the S&P 500. That's what it's telling me that right there. And if you correlate that with the S&P 500 where it's at, with the new all-time highs, and this baby made a new all-time high, just imagine the fucking push it's gonna have once all this interest rate bullshit comes out. And then, anyways, now let's go to Ethereum and Bitcoin. I just want to point out about how we have a 3-candle box right here. Not just that, it's inside of a 12-hour candle, 3-candle box that is still active, that it closed good. Let's now go to Bitcoin. Again, I told you guys that Bitcoin just sitting up waiting for the S&P 500. I mean, for the interest rates. That's all I was doing. That's why this week, I mean, notice the pullback that we had. So even my indicator is telling you, hey, this is your entry and this is your target. This is the drop that we had this Sunday and just the recovery and whatnot. It's just waiting for interest rates. Let me go to monthly. And also, there's a monthly 3-candle box. Same shit. Think about it. It's a month right here. So this week right here, this is how this week gonna play off. Either we're gonna explode this Wednesday, break this strong last. Oh, not last, but this is your last area right here. So you know how crucial that is, breaking through that. So either we're gonna smash through this in the morning or whenever that data comes out, and we're gonna end up closing either right at the support, which that is the price, or we're gonna break inside this area right here. So once we're inside this area right here, you know how for people that watch these candles, that can read these candles, that can read the data and put it all together, that they're S&P 500. I've been seeing this ever since Ethereum started pushing up on my videos. I've been saying like, yo, get ready for a fucking crazy push rally on up. Anyways. So you're gonna see the S&P. You're gonna see Bitcoin hit these prices this week. Or again, we're gonna get a pushing up. Let's say Monday to Tuesday, get close to these levels, be touching them, bullshitting, going up and down. But once the day comes down, it's bad, and we don't want. It's not what we want to hear. We're gonna see a nice pullback, most likely to your 12s, most likely to right here in your right here in this region right here. And it's gonna have that tension, it's gonna have that pull, and it's gonna stay in that area right there. And depending on how we have next week, whatever data we have, whatever bullshit they tweet, whatever numbers they come up, and the market either recovers, sustains that fear because of whatever the Fed said, it's gonna be very interesting. Next thing you know, daily watch, you guys, we're right underneath a 50 Fibonacci. So again, see, even the indicator telling you, hey, this is your entry, and if we don't break through this, like I said, you're on my Bitcoin. Bitcoin is different. Time frame is different. Close at 5 p.m. So again, by 5 p.m., we should be breaking through this and being at this price. And then Tuesday, we're gonna come up with whatever data. And then it's gonna. So tomorrow we should see by this price right here, close to that. This 1,000, 1,500,000, 150, 100,000, 894. And right there, we should see it right there. If not, we should. There's no reason why tomorrow Bitcoin or the S&P should have a crazy dip or a mild dip. If anything, it's gonna be in the morning, and from 7:45 to 8:30, it's gonna recover and start going back up again. And then you're gonna see this once Bitcoin goes to that price that I told you, to that 50 Fibonacci line on the daily. You're gonna see the same indicator, same area, but this is gonna flip. You're gonna see the red on the bottom and the green on the top. Watch, cause this is your area. This is your core. This is the area. Look how it's sustained this whole time since Thursday. Why? Because waiting for decision. $2 candle, same shit. Indicator told me down here. There's your buying zone. Hit first target. Federal Reserve is probably gonna be up here once it comes out, and so on. You see how you see how, and if we do go down, if that P does go down tonight, you're gonna see Bitcoin also do the same shit. But again, we're gonna just be bullshitting here. It's not gonna fall that much. It's gonna hold at a little dip, and it's gonna start going back up as we get closer to Tuesday. You see how just buying time here? Anyways, enough of that. Going on to Ethereum. Yep. You see how active, you see how happy it is? You see how much it's buying time here? All it's gonna do is you do here. But it's all gonna depend on the market tomorrow. You may even see Ethereum shoot up high first the Monday night, Tuesday night, or even tomorrow fucking at 5 it could be up here again. And just waiting for tomorrow data. What's gonna do that? Let me see. Go to the forward candle, monthly. See, monthly wise for Ethereum, we're right there, you guys. It's waiting for that news. It's waiting for that Fed. This is the monthly candle. This is your all-time high where we close. The Fed did it. See why? If let's say Ethereum did close up, it did reach these prices up here. So if Ethereum did reach this price up here, why isn't it up here waiting for that price so the Fed could talk and it could be fine? It's waiting down here because that's your core, that's your strongest resistance that you have. So the fact that it's right there, again, all to the screaming, we're ready to fucking fly. And you will most likely see Ethereum create a new all-time high by the end of this week if we have that good news that we all want to hear. And there goes that youth pattern. As we get closer to Wednesday, you're gonna start seeing completing it. It's a daily, you're 50 Fibonacci, away from it. I'm telling you guys, just wait for that shit. And then you have XRP. XRP is doing the same shit. Monthly wise, 3 candle box pattern. They're waiting for that shit to blow up. So this weekly, so you see how the XRP is just waiting there? Again, just waiting for that Fed. It's gonna create that U pattern by this is the week. So we should see by the end of this week, if it all goes good, see XRP in the 320s. And it'll be crazy if it went up to 348. But we should see going up to the 320s or whatnot by this week. And if not, we're gonna get a pullback and most likely come back into the 187s or your 50 Fibonacci. And on the 50 Fibonacci again on the weekly, that's gonna be bad, but also that's gonna be a good because that's a discount. That's all it is, you guys. If we don't get good news today and the market goes down again, guess what? This discount. What happened with the tariffs? What happened with tariffs came out? The market took a crazy ass crash. Where's it at? Where's it at? January. Look how much XRP went down, even though the S&P 500 had ass drop. So again, if we have bad news tomorrow, same fucking shit. The XRP is gonna go down. It's gonna most likely create support in this area right here in your 253s. Bullshit in that area right there. Hopefully, you can buy more of that shit. And here comes the next the Federal Reserve decision bullshit. And again, the market goes up again and it repeats. And the market repeats and the market repeats. But that's all, you guys. Hopefully this shit wasn't that long. Oh, yeah. I do want to cover NVIDIA. Yeah, shit. NVIDIA too. NVIDIA is getting ready to fly. It's waiting for the interest rate. You will see NVIDIA create a new all-time high if the Federal Reserve comes out how we all want it. And those are going to be your targets. 194. Palantir. Palantir is ready too. Monthly. Yep. Monthly create a new all-time high already. Weekly. It's going to form that U. And once the Fed talk, here comes 221 in the future. We could possibly see hitting 200 this week. Easily. If your high was 190, easily you can fucking reach 200, 220. Yep. It broke through the daily. It broke above. It's waiting for the interest rate cut. It's waiting for that shit. Yeah, see? 208, Palantir, time and date. Silver and gold are also waiting. Silver, yep. See? You see how silver, 4-hour candle right here? You see how these babies are getting ready for the Fed interest rate. You're going to see silver hit a new all-time high most likely before the Fed. And for gold, you probably going to see the same shit. Before the Fed or on the day of the Fed, gold and silver are gonna fucking blow up. BMNR, Tom Lee stock. Ethereum goes up, this baby's gonna go up. It's telling you already. It's also telling you. United Healthcare, that too. That baby too is gonna fly. and it's gonna be hitting your 375s pretty soon, especially with the interest rate. I wasn't able to catch. This was my year to catch right here. My dumbass was at work, didn't do options trade. That baby would have made you some motherfucking dinero. And look how easy it was. It was on a 3 candle box. Sweet 3 candle box. Not just that, and it was right underneath a weekly. See, we'll come to the weekly. We close the week right here. So that was a signal to me. Hey, we're coming up tight to this weekly. We're forming a 3 candle box in an 8-hour time frame. Sweet, easy. It comes back to that 8-hour 3 candle box. Tuesday 1 p.m. So as you've seen it come up Monday the 8th, Monday at 11 a.m. You go for a buy, do options fucking for the rest of the week. Baby! Anyways, it's too easy to talk about after it happens, right? But I'm gonna make sure when I catch these 3 candle boxes, I'm gonna tell you guys how and where and how important they are to catch them and how easy it is to break them down or whatnot. Especially we can correlate them with the S&P 500. Because if you can understand how the big guys move, you can understand how the little small guys are gonna move. So as long as you can know your S&P, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, you're good to go, buddy. Anyways, hope this makes sense to you guys. Say hi. I mean, you guys have weird ass names. Redding Jones. What's up, Jones? You guys have a good day, night, and we'll see how where we are. I'll try to make a video tonight of the S&P 500, but I already told